Just look around. You got the mountains, you got the most beautiful city in the whole entire country. The university is absolutely, looks like it's out of a storybook. It's just beautiful. People are incredibly genuine and extremely nice. It's just a place that obviously I'd want my kids to go to school. And it sells itself. You don't have to sell anything about this place. You just got to get them here. You know, the old field of dreams. Yeah. Build it and they will come. It's already built. And we got a lot of dudes, man. I mean, a lot of RLDs, real live dudes that are flying around, and we should wreck shop.
I'm proud of you, son.
First off, I want to thank the Lord for blessing me with the opportunity to further my education and play the game that I love. Thank you to everyone that's been a part of my process. I want to thank every university that invested their time in recruiting me. Really appreciate the love that you guys have shown. I want to thank my parents for pushing me to be the best. Thank you guys for sticking me through it all. The late nights and early mornings, football and volleyball. Thank you, Mom, for fighting strong every day to stay here with us. You're the strongest woman I know. Thank you, Dad, for pushing me since day one. My first coach, my biggest supporter. I love you. Thank you to my brothers and sisters for always being there for me through the good and bad. I want to thank my family, my uncles, my aunties. I love you guys, my cousins. Team Tour, my day one tour boys. You already know what it is. Been rocking with me since day one. I love y'all boys. To my 3D QB fan, thank you guys for giving me the tools to be successful on and off the field. You guys push me to be great every day. Speed Burners, Coach Rick. Thank you, Coach, for getting my feet right and adding more to my game. To my whole Rockstar and Long Beach Mizuno family, thank you guys for encouraging me to try something new. I always thought volleyball was a girl sport. Who would have known I'd fall in love with it? I want to thank my home Warren family, Auntie Sam Miyahara, Dr. White, Coach Felipe, Juan, the best trainer ever, and everyone that was a part of this journey. Praying for my brothers Juan and Dejan. Wake up, Juan. I hope y'all get better soon. I'm here for y'all. Long live my brother Smiley. Sending my love to the Connish family. To the city of Long Beach, all my family, my day ones, my Usos, y'all know what it is. Long Beach Poly, we going up. With that being said, I will be committed to the University of Tennessee. Go Vol Nation.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I'm flying solo tonight, but I'm not flying solo because it is a fan call-in show. You guys asked for this. Elijah Allen's to blame. He put up the bat signal. He said, "Boogie, we gotta have a live stream. We gotta have a fan call in. Let our voice be heard." So we are here. We are here for a special edition of Talkin VAWLS Live. I have sent out the link. If you were a member of this channel, I sent it out to our Talkin VAWLS Gold and Talkin VAWLS Elite members. If you want to join, hit that join button just down below, right beside subscribe. You can become a member of the show, member of the channel, and then you'll have access to the fan call-in show. I want you guys to come on. This is for you. This, you know, we sell it all the time for the fans, by the fans. And I don't know if you guys really believe that sometimes, but it's the truth. It is the truth. This is your show. So when you ask for a fan call-in show, we're going to do it. We're going to go live. We're going to do it. We're going to give you the opportunity to come on here and talk. And when I watched that video, when I watched that commitment video from Nico, I honestly get a little bit emotional, man. I have found myself from nervous to anxious to excited to almost a little bit emotional because this feels special to me. It feels like we are finally turning the corner and we are creating momentum, and we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. I saw Lucas in the chat earlier saying everybody's big mad, and they are. People are pissed because Tennessee, dare I say it, Tennessee is back. Is Tennessee back? If you think Tennessee is back, put a 1 in the chat. If not, put a 2. But this feels big, and it's bigger than Nico, man. It is bigger than Nico. It is about who he is going to bring in. It is a statement that Tennessee just landed Nico Maliava. It is a statement that Tennessee is back. It is a statement that Tennessee is serious. It is a statement that Spire Sports Group is succeeding. And one of the big narratives, one of the things I've seen a lot of people, Tim Bradley, what are you doing in the chat? The link is out there. You got to join the show, my man. You got to join the show. It is a fan call in. The point of this show is to let your voice be heard. Let me go ahead and blast the link. Join the show. Let's see. How should I word this? Join the show with Boogie. He can't do this alone. There's the link. It's going out to all members now. If you are a member of the channel, it's as low as 99 cents a month. You go to the Talkin VAWLS Network homepage on YouTube, hit the community tab. You will see the post there, and you will see the link, and you can come on and hang out and talk Vol football. I just feel like this is a step in the right direction. And yes, we got to see how things play out when it comes to Nico. You know, and the big name that I'm seeing everybody compare him to is Harrison Bailey. Harrison Bailey got that 5th star late, and we saw how that worked out. UNLV. That's where Harrison Bailey is, at UNLV. But the big narrative, the big thing that I'm seeing from so many people is, well, I'm going to just have to wait, Boogie. I'm going to wait until National Signing Day when the pen is on the paper. I love you guys. I love you. I really, truly love you guys. Can you not read the room? $8 million NIL deal from a kid out of California. Do you not think it's Nico? Do you not think the contract is worth? We're not paying Nico Malavea $8 million to possibly come to Tennessee. It's done. I don't care about a national letter of intent. I don't care. All I care about is the NIL deal with Spire Sports Group is signed, sealed, and delivered. It's over. It's over. Nico is coming to Tennessee. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. The same as I sat here and told you, thanks to Uncle Austin, that he was going to commit before the Sweet 16. I was called a psychopath, a lunatic. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting on the apologies. You guys should be lining up. You should be lining up to apologize to me, but you're nowhere to be seen. You're nowhere to be seen. The ones that throw the hate are nowhere to be seen. I've gone on a rant, but I'm excited. We got some people coming in the back room. We'll get them added here in just a second. I want to run down the chat, see who's hanging out. We got 113 people watching live. I love it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Share out the link. Let somebody know we are live. It is a short noticed fan call-in show. The GOAT is here, says let's go. JW Wright is in the house, says good evening, boys. Go Big Orange. Lucas Sharp says Georgia fans bringing up the $8 million, acting like their teams don't pay players. Yeah, that's an ongoing narrative we're going to get into. Preston McKinney is in the house. General Nealand is here. Speaking of GOATs, Troy Lee, one of those saying, I'll believe it when I see him clad in orange is all I'm saying. I keep my cup on. I get it. Battered Vol syndrome is real. Cody Silver says, we got Nico. Vols on their way back. Eric Ash Jones in the chat. Come on in, guys. Hit that thumbs up. Let's get some people added in here, and we'll get rolling. Elijah Allen, the man that is to blame for this entire thing, is here. And Tim Bradley, what is up, guys? Elijah, this is all your fault. This is all your fault.
Well, I was excited this morning. I'm on California time, so I get a text message from my uncle about 7 a.m. this morning telling me that Nico committed. I was ecstatic. You know, and just to all the people who's out there saying that Josh Heupel can't recruit, they got a big tall glass of shut the heck up today. I'll tell you that much right now.
No doubt, no doubt. It's funny because I was working my day job, and I was getting ready to go to lunch, and the writing was on the wall. Austin Price, anybody that has a VolQuest membership, Austin Price, he's been teasing it for 2 weeks. But this morning, it was hot and heavy, and I was thinking, all right, he said before the Sweet 16, now's the perfect time because you've got some downtime before the Sweet 16 starts. And so I'm like, it's happening. And I was like, all right, I'm going to lunch at 12. I'll just spend my lunch break making a video. I'll have it ready. Then when he commits, boom, I'll make it public, and we'll be rocking and rolling. Talkin VAWLS will be the face of the place. And, yeah, he committed about 11:55. So I was like, I got to go to lunch. I got to get a video out. Let's get Sammy P is all you need. Xavier Sanders in the house. Guys, come on in. Let's hang out. Tim, what were your thoughts today, buddy? You put a 1.5. And I'll be honest, that's where I'm at. I want to say we're back, but I'm trying to calm down. It's been a good day.
Georgia 2020, Boogie. I'm still broke.
I know.
I'm still broke, man. But yeah, I mean, this is it's just huge. It is huge for the recruiting aspect of it, because we all know when a 5-star quarterback goes somewhere, he brings it. He's a magnet for recruits that can build an offense. We've seen it time and time again, because let's face it, in today's world, these kids, they all know each other. It's not like it used to be. All these top prospect kids, they know each other, and they want to play with each other.
I don't know why. Do I have just a black screen? Can you guys not see me?
Yeah, I can't see you.
I don't know what the deal is.
I had to go change my shirt real quick.
There you go.
That's a horrible camera angle. I got to go this one. What about now? Can you see me now?
Yeah, you're good.
I was messing around right before we went live, and you can do some stupid stuff with the settings, like, see if this works, like this. And now I'm in front of a brick wall.
Brick by brick, baby. Brick by brick.
Yeah, brick by brick. You can do some stupid stuff, and I was messing around with it right before we went live, and I was looking at my phone, and it was black, and it's like, what a great start. Anybody new coming in is like, okay, this idiot, he's not even on camera. He has no clue what he's doing. It's fine. It's fine.
It's just, all right. Hey, it's a blackout. It's a blackout.
Right.
You see I'm rocking the black jersey. This
Dark
is big.
mode, baby. Dark mode. Let's hit this
There
super chat.
you
$20. That is not cheap. Dumb Sazi R8 for $20. That is not cheap. Thank you for the very generous super chat. Says it's great to be a Vol. When I think he hit K instead of I. He probably started drinking around 11:55. Elijah, around 11:55, he cracked the top. He says, "When I heard he committed, I was so happy. Thank you, Boogie, for everything in this channel. I love my Vols. Go Big Orange. Let's go to Atlanta. Love you all. Let's see, we got Eric Ash Jones in the back too. What's up, Eric? Welcome to the show, buddy.
What's up, man?
Dude, I've been waiting for about 8 months for you to have a good signal and be able to come on here and hang out with us.
All right. It's been a while. I couldn't get on the last few times.
We're rocking and rolling now. How excited were you today when you heard the news?
Oh, ecstatic, man. We're coming back now.
I want to talk about something that Tim kind of touched on. Or was it Tim? I don't know. It's all blending together. It might have been Lucas. The negativity coming out all across Vol Nation. Let's share up this tweet. I don't even know who this is. Christy Dosh. She's got a blue check mark, so she must be important, right? She says, if I'm Tennessee's AD, I should probably read it in a different voice. If I'm Tennessee's AD, I'm checking into the rumors that he signed an $8 million deal with Spire. And then think she's going to educate us, Tennessee's collective. And if it's true, I'm not going to let him on my campus. Let's text a buddy there, sweetheart. Let's text a buddy. I'm probably not going to reach out to Danny White and let him know that Nico doesn't need to come on campus. Does anybody on here even know who this girl is? It says Sports Biz for Forbes, founder, business of college sports, host Game Face for Linktree, author Saturday Millionaires, recovering attorney. Must not have worked out well, and NIL obsessed. She's NIL obsessed, but she's clearly upset that Tennessee won. And she's from the state of Florida, if that tells you.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, no comment. No comment.
I did that voice. I mocked her. I made fun of her, and nobody else has a comment.
Stay in your lane, honey.
You said she came from Florida, so that's enough said right there.
Okay. We'll dial it up. We'll take it up a notch here, and this is something you can all get in on. I don't think you'll be scared of this one like you're scared of that one. So let me share up this article, and we'll go through this one. This is from BamaHammer.com. Alabama football, Tennessee Vols now #1 in buying players. This is written by Ronald Evans. Looks like a very well-educated person. Looks like he knows what he's talking about. It says Alabama football has a huge advantage. Huge. It cannot be something other programs can measure themselves in comparison to the Crimson Tide and should because Alabama is the standard. Alabama football does not need to measure itself against any other program. With the Crimson Tide's long history of being number one, there is one contest Alabama should ignore. The contest is what team is number one in buying players. Based on multiple recent reports of an $8 million deal from VAWLS affiliated collective, Tennessee is now number one in buying players. There's several people in the room here. Does anybody want to raise their hand and answer? Does anybody know what Alabama is paying their starting quarterback?
It's over $1 million.
Isn't it over $1 million?
It's over $1 million.
Over $1 million. Over
It's
$1
over
million.
$1 million. Yeah.
Hey, Boogie,
Alabama
Boogie,
fans. Yes, sir.
how much were they paying before NIL is what I want to know.
That's what I was about to say myself.
We're all
I
going to
can go-
pretend that nobody has been paying players for years. Before any of us were probably even born, they were paying players. But now, people are so upset. People are so mad because, and you guys know I say it all the time. You know I say it all the time. Jason Swain. Follow the people that know. Swain's on the inside. VolQuest. Who broke the news today? Who broke the news that Nico committed? VolQuest. Because they have their finger on the pulse. And somebody even said in the comment section of the most recent Nico video and said, Boogie, you called it, man. You called it. No, I didn't call it. I told you guys that Austin Price was calling it. Like, follow the trail, follow the breadcrumbs. Their finger is on the pulse. And Swain said it, man. He said it months ago. That Tennessee is going to be top 5 in NIL. That's why, I reached out to James Clausen at Spire Sports Group. I wanted him to come on and try to sell what they are doing. And I thought that was a great interview. I thought he said as much as he could say. Look, we all know there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes. He said as much as he could. But Xavier, how do you feel? How much better do you feel after this deal with Nico about Tennessee's NIL?
I feel a lot better. Like I said, in the last show, I'm still a little concerned about how Texas, what their NIL deal is. But honestly, now that we got Nico, the proof is in the pudding. We got that money. We got that bread.
And what I've seen is they have even more. Like a lot of people have said, okay, this is $8 million. Do you have anything left in the bank? And from what I've seen, Tennessee's got plenty left in the bank. And I've also seen a lot of people on VolQuest saying, hey, this is what I needed to see, right? I needed to see that Spire had their ducks in a row, and now I'm willing to contribute. I'm willing to donate. If you want to help, go look up Spire Sports Group on Twitter, look them up on Facebook, go back and watch the interview with James Clausen that we did. We kind of laid out what you get. There are a ton of perks if you back the Spire Sports Group outside of winning and recruiting, winning on the field. Let me hit this super chat. $15 from Charlie Collins. Very generous. We appreciate that. I'm tired of these smug UGA fans and damn tired of this Bama winning streak. It feels like things are going to change soon if we can keep this 2023 class in the top 10. Sammy P, you're all we need. So I'm going to throw this one at you. Do you feel like we're closing the gap? Do you feel like we are heading in the right direction? I think we can all look back to 2021 and be like, hey, that was a successful season. You got to get it done on the recruiting trail. Are you starting to maybe cross the top of the hill?
I mean, I was already on the hype train to begin with of Hypo, but now I'm definitely looking for an SEC championship appearance in the next 3 years. I'm looking forward to an appearance, and I'm looking for a win sometime after those 3. And then a national title, and then we're going to win another. We're winning them all!
Can I add on this to Sammy's comment? All right, here's the thing. We got to beat Florida this coming season. That is a must. That is a must.
My buddy Trout has already seceded the game to the Vols, so he has said Florida is going to lose as a Florida fan, so I am already calling it. He has already seceded the game. He has given up.
I will say, though, I still think it's going to take. I mean, you look at what Georgia and Alabama have done over the last couple of years. They've put together several top 3 classes in a row. That's what it's going to take for us to really compete at that next level. Now, I'm not saying we won't come in and get some wins we don't need to, but we got to still be patient. I think the coaching staff, and I think that with the transfer portal, it's going to cut down the time significantly. But I do think that we do need to be patient though as well, and it's going to take a few years of top 5, top 10 recruiting classes.
I agree. We got to humble ourselves. Got to stay humble.
That's what our favorite troll in the Facebook group, JJ. I can't remember he's got 14 names. He's always trolling, but talking about Harrison Bailey and his lack of success, but Nico's coming in, and you don't know what you're going to get. Well, I think I was just looking right before we went live. 5th highest rated recruit in the history of Tennessee football. That says a lot. But the key is, all right, I got to say something because it's driving me nuts. I'm so OCD. Everybody that's on a cell phone, watch this. Take your phone and turn it like this. And let's watch the magic happen. Boom, look at that. Boom, look at that. Xavier and Tim are broken. Xavier and Tim are broken, but Elijah and Eric rocking and rolling. Everything's great. I had to do that because I'm OCD. All right, but let's take a look at this. This was a tweet that came out. Tim, are your kids killing each other?
No, I got headphones in.
So I have headphones in.
Somebody's kids are killing themselves. I'm gonna have to whoop somebody's kids. So as soon as Nico's commitment came out, right, and we talk about what is that, I'm gonna have to figure out who it is. I'm gonna have to yell at somebody. Who is it? Who is it? Oh, it's Eric. You got kids in the background, Eric?
I might have, man.
Yeah, if you can drop off and find a quiet spot or keep them quiet, I hate to do that. I'm glad you got a good connection, but it's just they're making a lot of noise. Drop in the chat. Give us your opinion. Thanks for coming on, Eric. All right, what I want to take a look at is the impact. You talk about the impact in recruiting when you get a guy like Nico, and it starts here. As soon as the commitment came out, I hate to do that. I feel like such a jerk doing that, but audio quality is important. Audio quality is important. But anyway, all right, back to business. As soon as Nico's commitment came out, this tweet went up. And you can see his quote tweeting the Nico commitment, Carnell Tate. And it just so happens to be a picture of him in all orange. And if you go to 24/7 Sports and you look at Carnell Tate, it's crystal ball to Ohio State. He's predicted to Ohio State. But Carnell Tate, 5-star wide receiver, 6'2", 185. When you look at his scouting report, he's everything you want in a wide receiver. The opening sentence is the type of wide receiver that always seems to be open. Elijah, how much of an impact can Nico committing, how much of an impact can that have? And he's going to be showing up at the orange and white game, and he's going to be recruiting.
I think it's huge. I mean, I was thinking about that today, and that was a big point that I talked to some people about today was even if, God forbid, even if Nico's a bust, right? Players and talent that are going to come because of him and because of this commitment are going to be huge. And they're going to, that $8 million is not just for Nico. It's going to bring in so many more kids because of him, I feel like. And I think it's going to really build the program. We're going to bring in some really good talent.
Kind of piggybacking on that, Celia Hall says, I'm also excited about Taven Jackson. And that's just kind of going with what Elijah says. Look, if Nico doesn't work out, like you just said, there are commits that are going to follow him. If you pull a guy like Carnell Tate, that's a 5-star wide receiver. Also, that was the 2 names he mentioned in his interview with Austin Price. Carnell Tate, Kyler Casper, 5-star wide receiver, 4-star wide receiver. If those 2 guys come, you start pulling talent, because you got Nico. If he doesn't work out, guess what? That's great. And so many people are like, well, what about Taven Jackson? Well, they're going to compete. They're going to compete, and the best man will win. And Xavier, that's iron sharpens iron, right? I don't care. You guys have watched this channel long enough. I don't care if it was Hendon Hooker. I don't care if it was Harrison Bailey or if it was Joe Milton. I didn't care. And it's the same thing, Xavier. Yeah. When you look at Nico and Taven Jackson, let the best man win.
Yeah, I mean, they're competing for that starter spot. It's the best man wins.
So do you guys feel? Let's rewind. Let's rewind to Lamb Reviews in the chat. I troll the Sunshine Pumpers and Negavols. Who's Matt? Who's he talking to? I don't know anybody named Matt. I honestly look like the good fans, sort of. Glad to see you in the chat, my friend. Let's rewind a year, right? Just 1 year. 1 year to when Josh Heupel was hired, and this fan base completely divided. People screaming, yelling, weren't happy with the hire. Felt like Danny White just went out and hired his buddy. But when we move forward a year, Sammy, do you feel like we got the right guy? Do you think we backed into the right guy?
I don't. Based off of how it was, he was talking about the hire, I do feel like we kind of backed into it because he really tried to avoid hiring Heupel because it was like, well, that's a bad look hiring your friend. But I feel like, yes, we did back into the right guy. I felt like that in the beginning because I bought in pretty quick. I saw he ran a modern style, and I was like, okay, I'll bite. Now, my cousin, on the other hand, it took him until that Ole Miss game to buy in. And afterward, he was still hyped about it. He was still hyped about Heupel. He was a bit, after the bowl game, he was a bit down, but he was like, we'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. I haven't talked to him yet. Actually, he didn't respond to the text that I sent him about Nico. I remember exactly where I was when Nico committed. I was sitting there eating a sandwich, just got out of class, and my buddy, the Florida fan, Trout, he actually sent me that Nico committed because I didn't see the notifications. He sent me it, and I didn't believe him. And then I have some other friends at college that are Vols fans. I tell them, they're looking at me sideways because they don't watch this channel, obviously. I've tried to tell them about it, but they don't.
What's wrong with them? What's wrong with those people?
What's wrong with them?
I don't know what's wrong with them. And they see it on their phones pop up, and we're all just not trying to lose our ever-loving minds in a hallway while our class is going on.
Is that where you're at, Tim? Trying not to lose your mind? I know you're excited, but you're a 1.5.
No, I mean, he's making the right moves to me. Bringing somebody like Nico in, especially in his second year, and and coming off of a bowl game loss too, which I have a theory about that. I actually kind of like this sounds horrible, but I like the way we lost that game. When you look at the officiating, when you look at the horrible field conditions, when you look at all that stuff, I like how at the end Josh Heupel was just kind of like, hey, we're going to go for it here. If we don't get it, we're going to the house. Because in the grand scheme of things, this Music City Bowl don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Let's go start getting ready for next year.
Yeah.
The more he does as a coach, Boogie, the more I like him.
But you're cautious because battered ball syndrome.
I am still cautious. Like I said, and I've told it on here 100 times. Georgia 2020 broke me. It broke me as a fan. That was the word. I kind of felt a little bit of it the other night when we went out in the second round. It just brought up some old battered ball feelings, and I was mad even into the next day. But anyways, I like what I see, Coach Heupel. I like him.
Yeah.
Now, whether he's the guy to get us there until we hoist that trophy, I'm going to celebrate just like everybody else. But until we hoist that trophy, there's always going to be a little bit of doubt with me.
Let's bring in one half of our Heisman Trophy quarterback, Mr. Joel Certain. He's still at work. We'll make it work. What's up, Joel? Glad to have you in the chat, buddy. He's got one of those upside-down phones, too. Can you hear us, Joel?
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
This is what happens. If this is your first time on the Talkin VAWLS network, this is a fan call-in show. It's chaos. We don't care. I'll probably take this stream down in the morning. This is a thank you to people that support this channel. That's why when Elijah sent the post in the Facebook group, I'm like, I'm going to be going live 5 days in a row, but I don't care. Like, you guys, like this, the call-in show is for you guys. I feel like I'm trying to drive the conversation, but cut me off, guys. Say whatever you want when you want.
One of the biggest things that encouraged me, and we just pulled a huge recruit, but one of the things that encouraged me, like through, we weren't getting a whole lot of commits, nobody was really talking, was when we're getting quality walk-on local kids. you listen to the Collar or whatever, the old players, they'll tell you that a lot of the local kids wouldn't come because the program was just toxic. Nobody wanted to come play at Tennessee anymore, as far as the local kids. And now the fact that we're pulling local kids, pulling Navy Schuler coming back, like stuff like that, that just encourages me to know that the program's in good hands. Things are moving in the right direction.
But even still with that, like, that's not your typical walk-on. Like,
exactly.
I can say it so many times that I feel like people don't grasp it. Silly all. Who has the squeaky chair? I think it's Sammy P. Stop rocking, Sammy P. Sit. Don't move. You can't move, Sammy. All we need is Sammy P and a new chair. If you drop super chats, we can pull them together and buy Sammy P a new chair. But now, see, I lost my train of thought because I had to make fun of Sammy P. Back to the walk-ons. Yeah, that's NIL deals. Like, I just want to beat my head against the wall when people are like, "Oh, walk on you." Do you think for 1 second that Navy Schuler is a legitimate walk-on? Like, he is a three-star prospects don't walk on. They don't walk on. They have full rides wherever they want to, at Appy State. And yeah, Appy State's not Tennessee, but he had a full ride to Appy State. Do you truly think, and I know it's probably a bad example because Navy Schuler has money. There's, obviously. But do you think he flushed a scholarship down the toilet to come to Tennessee for no reason? No. I probably shouldn't say this, but I can all but confirm that Tennessee is doing this intentionally to backload the roster. I know for a fact. I don't claim to be an insider, but somebody's been on this channel that I have their phone number, and I can text them and say, what's going on here? And he said, this is what we're doing. It's a fact, guys. It is a fact. They are signing NIL deals, and they're coming as walk-ons to backload the roster. That's the reality. Now I definitely have to delete this stream. It is what it is. Joel, welcome to the show, buddy.
I just have one quick question. Why is my tight end not at practice right now?
Because I'm in a squeaky chair.
He doesn't have to practice.
It's not squeaking now.
He doesn't have to practice. Sammy P for Heisman.
Hey, look, we talking practice.
Guys, if I'm making a lot of noise, if it's real loud in here, I apologize. I'm having to sit here and wait for this thing to do its thing until I can clock out and go home, finally.
It's all good. I'd much rather have you on here hanging out, shooting the bull. Anybody in the chat, you want to join the show, if you're a member of the channel, go to the Talkin VAWLS YouTube channel, click the community tab. The link's there. You can come on. 99 cents a month. That's it. If you want to give a little bit more, it goes all the way up to $10 a month. Whatever you want to donate. Lambert Reviews, you've got the link. Wayne, where is Wayne? Wayne is one of my favorite people to have on the show. I know he had the flu earlier, so maybe he's still down and out. Nick Worley's in the chat. You've got the link. John London's in the chat. You got the link. The only thing I ask, try to, Owen, 10% of Talkin VAWLS income this month goes to Sammy P's chair.
Talkin VAWLS chairs. Remember,
hey,
how many likes do we have to get for chairs? How many likes do we have to hit for chairs, Boogie?
I don't think Bonfire has chairs, but maybe. We got 97 thumbs up, 222 people watching. I don't know where you guys are at. Hit that thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it. What do you guys want to talk about? You guys want to talk about spring practice? Elijah, you pick. This is your fault. You're to blame for all of this. So,
well, obviously, I know we're talking about football, but I just want to say one thing real quick because I saw it the other day and I thought it was hilarious.
Oh no!
Kentucky fans ain't been this mad since they put Sudafed behind the counter.
I saw that. I saw that.
Oh Lord!
I saw another one that said they ain't been mad since they had to work Sunday overtime in the coal mines.
And real quick, and to add on to that, so my friend, he's a Kentucky fan, sadly. So he tried to roast me and said, like, well, y'all lost to Michigan. That's a football school. I was like, bro, you cannot talk. You lost to St. Peter's. Who's heard of them? You know what I'm saying? And then we beat y'all twice, and we won the SEC. Tournament. So, bro, you can't talk. Kentucky's trash. I'm sorry. They're trash.
Do you think we maybe should have kept our mouth shut after Kentucky lost?
That's where, I was getting ready to say. See, this is where we have to kind of humble ourselves. Yeah, we should have stayed humbled a little bit. See, even with Nico coming in, I feel like we're all excited, we're happy, but we got to learn just to remain humble. We got to stay humble.
I was basically forced to stay humble because my cousin wasn't in town for me to be like, y'all lost to a school I never heard of. Oh, it gets brutal around football season in this family. It gets brutal.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
That's the sport everybody cares about in this house. Well, mainly me.
Oh yeah.
Everybody else in the family, though. Shoot.
Oh, zooming in on my face. I don't like that. What happened? Elijah got bounced. Let's. I want to pull up the class of 23 here, who Tennessee's got committed. Let's take a look at that real quick. The Nico effect. I gotta change everything around here. So now that Nico commits, you got 5 guys in the class of 23. Nico, clearly a 5-star. Ethan Davis, what do you guys do? You guys follow recruiting much? Do you know much about it? Ethan Davis is a guy that right now 5th ranked tight end in the country, but he is a guy that I could continue to. You may see trend up as we kind of go through, and that's the thing. You got to remember, like, it's early, right? These kids,
Yeah.
They're all juniors. Like, they've not even started their senior year yet. I think you're going to see Nico. You could see Nico possibly, call me crazy, jump Arch Manning in the rankings. I think we're going to continue to see Ethan Davis kind of trend up. But what do you guys think about the class of 23, specifically Ethan Davis? He's a kid that I really like.
Yeah, just watching his footage and everything, he's going to develop. I feel like, all these kids are going to develop and they're going to get better. And then under, Josh Heupel, under his offense and on the defensive end too, like, these kids are, they're going to be up there.
I haven't really watched much in recruiting other than what y'all have put out and what Volquez has kind of reported on, and crystal balls. That's mainly all I pay attention to. But if he looks like he can develop, let's go for it. Xavier, if he looks like he'll develop, I'm down to see what he'll do.
Oh yeah, there's always room for improvement. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
If there's if there's one thing that I trust with this coaching staff, is it is talent evaluation. They've done such a good job. I mean, you look at Squirrel White was the biggest example to me. Nobody knew who he was, and then Georgia started trying to recruit him. Everybody tried to get after him. It was great.
Yeah, it goes back to talent evaluation, talent development is way more important than star rankings. But at the same time, like, I get it. Like, I'm in the middle. Like, you don't want to just recruit a bunch of 3-stars like that. It is what it is. But at the same time, if you find a guy like Squirrel White, and again, not to continue my love fest for Jason Swain, but if Jason Swain watches Squirrel White's film and says he runs routes like a 5-star, who do you think knows more about the wide receiver position? Me? Some random dude sitting in his basement full of freaking dork toys? Or Jason Swain, a guy that played college football at Tennessee and played the position of wide receiver? That's why I value his opinion. And, Squirrel White's a 3-star but runs 5-star routes. Let's go. Sign me up. Let's see what he can do.
Well, and again, I'd like to say that the coaching staff, I really feel like they've been evaluating the character of the kids as well. I mean, they're bringing in good kids. They're not bringing in somebody that's going to get you in trouble down the road. Like Nico seems like a very well-spoken, good young man. Stuff like that. It's good to see. They're not reaching just because they got a rank. They're bringing in good quality athletes, good quality kids, good quality people.
I agree. Yeah. What Elijah, sorry to cut you off, but
go ahead.
To add on to what he said, because that was the whole big talk before he made the move, to South Carolina with Spencer Rattler. It's like, he's talented. The kid's got talent. He's good. But it's like his attitude. Do you really want to bring that kind of personality into a locker room to make it like a toxic environment? And you just don't want that in a locker room. Like I said, not to take nothing from the kid or nothing like that. I know he's good. I'm like you, Boogie. I'm kind of a little nervous to see when we play against him this coming season. I'm going to see what he's going to try to do. But, as far as, like, personality and everything, you just don't want that in the locker room.
The thing about Nico is he does seem like a well-spoken kid. Seems like a good kid, family kid, right? Like, watching that video at the beginning when I started the live stream, and he's thanking his parents, his siblings, his aunts, his uncles, his friends, his coaches, his athletic trainer. The dude he seems like a very appreciative kid. He seems like just a good kid. And, when you go to 24/7 and you read through his scouting report, that's one of the things mentioned is that he's a good kid. He's not a kid that's going to, get in trouble. He's going to keep his nose clean. Let's all rewind to when we were 17 years old. 17. I was an idiot at 17. I was out in the back roads bashing mailboxes and doing stupid stuff. And I didn't have a penny in my pocket. This kid has $8 million coming his way. I was talking to my wife about it right before we went live, and it's like, he could be the best kid ever. Every chick in that school is going to be throwing it at Nico. Every kid that has drugs, a party, alcohol, whatever, Nico, we want Nico there. This kid is going into his senior year of high school knowing he's got $8 million in his pocket. He can have whatever he wants. Now we take, all right, I'm going to be a Division I stud quarterback, and we elevate it way up here. How much more does that factor in, Sammy P?
That factors in a lot. I mean, goodness. I remember when I was 17, I had just a bunch of trucks that didn't run because I worked my butt off. They were $1,000 trucks, so I mean, so I was able to get them. But man, that's a lot of money. Yes, anybody that is a party, all the ladies are going to want Nico. That factors in major.
Yep.
That's the main thing I'm worried about with NIL is like, can they handle the money? Because you see NFL players go broke constantly. You see NBA players go broke. Shaq was broke for a minute. That's my main worry. Is he going to be able to handle it? Hopefully, he seems like a well down to earth guy. But speaking, all the ladies want Nico now. If you want all the ladies to want you, get you a Talkin VAWLS shirt.
Oh, wow!
As confirmed, right there, like Elijah. All the ladies want Elijah.
Right there.
I mean, look at this plug. I should just go right into it and say you could go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS and pick up your Talkin VAWLS merch, TBA Jam. That's my favorite shirt that nobody buys. And I just take the time to brag about my arcade system. Is why I love it so much. But I love NBA Jam. I think it's a great rip-off design. We've not been sued yet. I hope we continue to not be sued. But if you don't want that, we got regular Retro Ball State Pride. That's the one Elijah's wearing. That's my favorite. That's the best. Is that we probably sold more of those than anything. But hats, toboggans, everything. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. And since you brought it up, Sammy P, since you brought up merchandise, I'm on this membership campaign. You guys know it. I preach it every live stream. I'm trying to grow our membership base. Number one, you get access to fan call-in shows. Number two, you get access to custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. If you're a member, throw them in the chat. Show them what they won. Show them what they won. Drop those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis in the chat, and it puts a little money in our pocket. We would greatly appreciate it. It's 99 cents a month. 99 cents a month. Not even a fraction of a gallon of gasoline. Hit that join button right beside subscribe. You can become a member.
I tell you what, I come off stage out here in California, and them girls, they like these Talkin VAWLS t-shirts. I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah. So you're saying that's almost like an $8 million deal. You wear a Talkin VAWLS shirt, the ladies come a knocking. That's what I heard.
All I'm saying, Boogie, is if I make it big in country music, which I'm trying to, if I make it big, I'll wear Talkin VAWLS merch every time.
Hey, sign me up for that. I hope I'm like one of those celebrities that gets to come backstage and stand off to the side and watch. Hey, if you're trying to make it, plug something. You got a website, YouTube channel.
I wrote a song. My mama passed about 2 years ago. I wrote a song for her. It's on Apple Music and Spotify and all that. It's called "Mama, I'm Fine." It's by Elijah Cole Allen.
Oh, dude.
I'm sorry to hear about that, brother.
Sorry, I didn't mean to kill her.
No,
no, you're good.
I lost my mom a few years ago too. It's like the hardest thing I ever went through, man. Like the hardest thing I've ever been through. So I know every person's different.
2,000 miles.
It's like every person's different, and you never want to hear, well, I lost my mom too, and this, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like I've had friends that lost siblings, and not to get too mushy, but like Dauber, his dad passed when we were pretty young. And it's like when my mom died, like Dauber was there for me. And I felt like he got it. You know what I mean? Like, because he had been through it with a parent. And he was like one of my friends that was there. And like, I don't know, man. So it sucks. Losing a parent sucks.
If I could just say for sure, like, so about a year ago too, it's like it all just hit me at once, and I had pretty much a nervous breakdown. So I had panic attacks every day. And my whole thing was I would just put on Talkin VAWLS and play Xbox, and that got me through all of it. So y'all helped me out a lot and all that good stuff. But
I know you said that before, and I know I've told you before. Like that's what this is all about, man. We got 200 people watching, and it's like I don't care if there's 8 million people watching. Like, these interactions, the relationships. I've told Xavier, like, just recently, man, like, the connections with people is what makes this channel awesome. And that's why when, Elijah, you posted, you're like, hey, fan call-in show, it's like, I don't care if 2 people show up. Like, I feel like I owe it to you guys because it doesn't get lost on me that this channel has blown up over the last 12 months. Like, I'm so thankful and appreciative, and I try. Like, I don't want to let you guys down. I want to give you this platform. And it's like I said in the Facebook post, it's like, I say it all the time, and it's like, oh, this is for you, for the fans, by the fans, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if I don't back that up, then it doesn't mean anything. I want you guys to have a platform and come on and hang out and shoot the bull. And it's like, yeah, it's, oh, if you're a member of the channel, it's 99 cents, man. It's $1. It's $1. Right. Like, you know, and 99% of the time, I post the link in the chat anyway. I just want to give it to you guys first for financially backing the channel. Wayne, we don't owe you anything, bro. Yeah. I owe you guys a lot. I do, man. I appreciate the way you guys support the channel. But let's get back to football. Yes. You guys are gonna make us good work.
Yeah.
Somebody got sunglasses?
Yeah,
Go, Sammy.
Actually, before we do this, I do want to apologize. I almost laughed during that y'all talking about that because a notification popped up on the screen that was a bit funny. It was a Paradox map game joke. So no, I don't think anybody here.
Sammy's laughing at us, Elijah.
No, I was smiling just because I remember my first live stream I ever watched was right after Georgia State. And I think I've told this story before. I was deployed in Australia. The worst time, and I just remember paying all this money just to be able to watch the game with VPN and everything, and then we lost. I was miserable.
The show that almost didn't happen.
The perks of a Vol fan, brother. Hey, welcome to the Vol family. Vol family.
I'll never forget that show because JP saying, I ain't coming on. I was like, dude, we have to go live. Like, we have to do this. He's like, nope, not doing it. And I know I've told the story a million times, but I'm texting Snake and I'm like, dude, can you come on? Like, I know you don't have a microphone, anything. Just turn your cell phone on. I need somebody to go. Now I just put up the bat signal, get you guys on here, and we'd rock and roll. But back then it was like, we got to do something. And it was like, as bad as it was, that show helped blow up this channel. And it's kind of a joke because we laughed about it because all that negativity with Jeremy Pruitt kind of blew up the channel because we were talking about firing him and all this stuff. And then it's like Heupel comes in. And I remember the Indy kid saying when he came back, he's like, we need Josh Heupel to succeed because that will continue to grow the channel. But anyway, just memories.
And can we just? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Interrupt me.
Well, I'm about to go to work, but before I go, I do want to say this. Like the cream, the Vols will rise to the top. Dig it. Thank you, Boogie.
I love Sammy P. I'll see you tomorrow night, buddy. He'll be in the chat. I know he'll be there tomorrow. He'll be there telling me to throw him the ball. That's what he'll be doing. What were you going to say, Elijah, before Sammy P started his macho man antics?
I think we overlooked the fact that we went to a bowl game, won 7 regular season games, dominated South Carolina, dominated Missouri with less than 70 scholarship players.
Yeah,
that's a lot. I don't think we talk about that a whole lot. I assume we're gonna have a full roster this year. I think we'll be all right. You know, I could say there are 10 winnable games on that schedule next year. I'm not saying we're going to win 10, but there are 10 winnable games on that schedule next year.
I agree.
I'd say 8.
Oh, I agree.
I'd say 8.
Like Boogie was saying, too. Yeah, like Boogie was saying. Because that schedule, it favors Tennessee really, really big. Like, it favors us really big. And with this roster coming in, oh, yeah, we're going to be rocking. We are definitely going to be rocking.
Yeah, I think 8 wins is where I'm at. 10 wins is possible. It's kind of like going back to last year, right? It's like my prediction was 6 wins. I said they could win 8. They could win 4. Like, you got to kind of be realistic. And, you know, the roster's still not there yet. But that's the excitement about the class of 23. And with Nico committing, it's going to be fun to watch this recruiting cycle. And I know I've said it a million times, but the class of 22 is a free pass. It's a free pass. Yeah. The Butch Jones-isms of year 0, it's true for Josh Heupel. He came in so late, and it was the all that investigation stuff, man, that played into it. Like, people were negative recruiting Tennessee like crazy, and now I think they've shown that they've gotten through that. And the NCAA investigation's behind them. They played the bowl game, right? So there's no post-game ban. And then the scholarships, we've seen it. Like you said, Elijah, they're going to have a full roster this year. And it goes back to Spire Sports and the NIL stuff and the walk-ons, the 3 stars that are walk-ons that are coming in and transferring in. And again, follow the breadcrumbs. Jason Swain, he's laying it out for you. Listen, just pay attention. I'm so heartbroken. I'm happy for Jason because he's a good dude. Like, I really look up to him. I think that he truly uses his platform for good. I'm getting sidetracked, but I'll try to come back to the point. But I feel like he's a guy that he loves Tennessee football, but he uses his platform for good. He gives his platform to so many people for, like, different charity events, and he is a good human being. So I'm happy for him that he's going to daytime radio and he's doing the sports animal 12 to 3, whatever. But on the flip side, it's heartbreaking because I love listening to him in the morning while I'm working. But that dude deserves money, success. You need to call Boogie. Swain. You need to call me. I know how YouTube works. I'm not as good as you. I'm not as knowledgeable as you, but I know the path of YouTube. I could make you a millionaire. Give me a call. We'll work it out. But until then, do your daytime radio. But anyway, follow the breadcrumbs. Listen to what he says, and it goes back to the transfer portal and him talking about, hey, be patient. We'll get through spring. Once summer comes, I am excited about summer. Xavier, there are some transfers coming. After spring practice,
coming back, baby.
They're coming.
Yep.
Do you guys buy that? That video was just complete rumor mill, but it fired some people up and it pissed some people off.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for Air Gray to come back, man, because literally, like, when he was with us, I loved him. Like, I really thought he was a solid, running back. Now, he's not as explosive like Tyan, Evans was, but he could still take some hits. Like, he was still trucking.
Yeah. The biggest thing I like to see for next year, though, is the development of, like, a medium pass game.
Yes.
I think that was a big thing because we were either a screen, a curl, a stop route, or we were just flinging it down the field and not to, beat a dead horse, but that game when we could have just dropped it 12 yards down the field and
like a couple of slot passes, hit him with the slot, or a couple slants, I would love to see that a lot more too.
But one thing that encouraged me as I saw Josh Heupel, there was always adjustments.
Oh yeah,
game. We didn't lose the game. We didn't lose another game by run an option or run from the shotgun at the goal line. I mean, obviously, I will die on the hill of we got in on that last touchdown. That was bad call, but we were. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, we were under center for that play. And that that to me that showed growth and that showed an adjustment.
Oh yeah, it's better than what old Butch Jones was doing.
His red zone offense infuriated me more than anything I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
So what do you guys think about the NCAA not passing the rule about injuries? Tim, you're back in the chat. I'll throw it at you.
I'm not surprised. And the reason I'm not surprised is because Alabama, Georgia, all the NCAA darlings, they don't run this system. So and I'm the worst tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist when it comes to that stuff. I try to keep it to myself, but I look at what's laid in front of me. You're not going to get any action on that until your top level programs start running an up tempo offense like this, and it starts affecting them.
Well, the fact that Lane Kiffin added Tennessee, on Twitter,
I was getting ready to say,
was a joke.
Old Kiffin. Yeah, old Kiffin. He's rolling about this when he trolled us. Yeah, he tagged us on Twitter and stuff, and it's like, come on, dude. Like, really? Like, we knew you're the one that's caused all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Boogie has the evidence. He's got the receipts. When you see footage of the head coach saying "get down," like, come on,
But Lane Kiffin knows they're not going to do anything, and that's why he tags Vol football. And as much as you hate the guy, I almost love the guy. Like, it's
Yeah,
almost
you,
funny.
oh yeah, you
'Cause
love
he
to
knows
hate
it.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
you
almost
love to hate
knows.
him.
Yeah,
Like, they're not
Lane-
going to do anything to me.
Yeah,
He
Lane
plays
Kiffin
the
to me. Lane Kiffin to me is like the O.J. Simpson of college football. Man, like we know he killed it. We know he did. The blood's on his hands, and he brags about it. And you can't touch him, and it infuriates me
Yep.
to no end.
Yep. But at the same time, if you're him, it's like, why not? Watch this. What? Hold my beer. Watch this. I'm going to make this fan base irate. And that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. I planned to go an hour, but, why not show some love? There's 200 people hanging out watching, so I'll just go ahead and throw the link into the chat. So if you're not even a member of the channel, you can join the show. Please have on clothes, and if you can, have on earbuds and the microphone. I would appreciate it. I know Eric is mad at me. I saw in the chat he was pissed at me. I hope he gets over it. I hope he understands that I'm trying to put on a show. It's nothing personal against him, but I can't have somebody on if there's background noise. It's part of it. Like, I love you guys. I love Eric. Eric watches every video we do. He's here for every live stream, whether it's basketball, baseball, football. He is a huge supporter of this channel, but I'm also trying to be entertaining and put on a show, and I can't let you be on if there's a bunch of background noise. It's nothing personal. It's just the reality of the situation. It's YouTube. If somebody comes in for the first time and they hear a bunch of background noise, they're immediately going to turn it off, and it's nothing personal. I love you, Eric. I appreciate the support you give us, but it just is what it is. So the link's out there if anybody wants to jump on. We'll stay on as long as you guys want. Tim, you drop back in. What do you want to talk about? I'll let you drive the show. This is your show.
Oh gosh, Boogie.
Welcome to being a host.
I'll say this. Let's talk about defense.
Okay.
We've all been on an offensive kick here for a while, and we know. I don't think we've seen really with this. And it's just my opinion, but I don't think we've really seen what kind of defense we're going to have to make this thing work, because this Josh Heupel offense, and I've heard people compare it to wing and stuff like that and spread offense. That's not what it is. It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid offense that runs very fast. But in order for this to work, we're going to have defensive players that are athletic, that can stand in there and run and have the depth. How do you guys feel about, are we making strides towards that?
I think so. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut somebody off.
Oh, no. You're good.
go ahead.
You're good. Oh, no.
Jeremy Banks, the development of Jeremy Banks this year was
I was getting
huge
ready to
me.
say that.
Yeah, he was great. I mean, I think you made a complete 180 as a player. The defense, I think Tim Banks deserved Defensive Coach of the Year this year, just about what he did with less. But for sure, I mean, we got some depth to fill on defense. But if we can get one or two stops a game, which I don't think that's too much to ask out of what we have there, I think we'll be fine.
Oh yeah, that goes back to Jeremy. Like I was talking to Boogie. Like, I want Jeremy Banks to be the leader of that defense, man, because he is a beast, man. Like, I know everybody, they joke on him and. They were, cracking at him and stuff. But, man, he played his heart out. I will give any Vol player that plays their heart out on that field, hey, you got my respect 100,000%, even if you want to, suplex a couple of players on the field. But still, I love it. It's just he just got that dog in him. Like,
we need some more of that. We need some more of that.
Yeah,
hey, look at Juwan Jennings stepping on people's faces, man. Sometimes you need a little dog. You get out there with a bunch of soft guys. It doesn't matter. What I love about Jeremy Banks is, we all know he was a former running back. And so he makes that transition to linebacker, and he comes, and it's like, you're thrown to the fire. It's like, hey, you're in. And it's like, well, I was running back last week, and now he's all of a sudden the line. We're seeing him get better each year. And I'm like you, Xavier. I want to see him not just how do you take he led the team in tackles, but I want to see him take that leadership role, a vocal leadership role. And that's a thing that I keep preaching with Alontae Taylor, Matthew Butler, Theo Jackson, all gone. Who's going to take that leadership role?
Yeah. Hey, defense was better under this year than under Jeremy Pruitt.
Oh, and how crazy is that? How crazy is that?
Yeah.
I think the thing about Banks that really impressed me was you could kind of see the progression through the year of him learning how to read. And that's, if you're going to play that position, you have to be able to read that offense. Because if you don't, you're going to blow it every time. Once they get a handle on you, if they see you're going to commit every time, they're going to put it right over you. If they see that you're going to drop back every time, especially with these athletic quarterbacks we've seen, which it seems that's a generational thing for Tennessee. We can't stop a mobile quarterback to save our life.
No matter who the coach is.
No matter
who the coach is. Yep.
But I noticed that. But what that tells me is our coaching staff coaching this kid, because you don't learn how to do that overnight. But you could watch the progression through the year and watch him learn how to read that quarterback. And that's really who that quarterback, if you know anything about the game, that's who that quarterback's playing against. He's playing against that linebacker, because if he don't, that linebacker's gonna wreck his day, whether it's in coverage or whether it's in the rush. But I like this coaching staff, that defensive coaching staff, to do what they did with what they had this year. I don't think we could have asked for more. I think it gets lost a lot, the dire straits that this program was in. Starting last year.
Which is crazy, because that's all we talked about going into spring practice. And it's like, once Josh Heupel started having a little success, it's like all of a sudden, well, we should win an SEC championship. Why are we not in Atlanta? It's like, whoa, hang on a second. Like, let's rewind like 6 months when I'm making videos about the national media saying Tennessee's going to win 3 games. I feel like people lost that. Let me say thank you to Charlie Collins for becoming a member of the channel. We appreciate it. Talkin VAWLS Gold. I appreciate the support there. If you want to join the show, you can go to the community tab. You can jump right in. You can come on here and hang out with us. Terry DeFord also becoming a member on the channel. This is making me happy. This is making me smile. Terry DeFord is Talkin VAWLS faithful, $2.99 a month. You guys are making me happy. I'm on a membership drive. I'm trying to quit my day job. That's what I'm trying to do. And if we get enough members, Boogie's going to stick it to the man, and he's going to focus on Talkin VAWLS, and we're going to live the dream. That's what we're trying to do. If we get a certain number of members, Boogie's just saying, screw corporate America. Let's talk about Tennessee football.
Just a side note, I didn't realize this till the other day, but Kelsey Pope coached at the college I played football at. It was the year after I left. But he was the receiver coach over there, and I didn't know that the other day. That's pretty cool.
I'm excited about him, man. He's young, he's energetic, and I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, I wanted a big name splash hire." He had a year resume, man. A year with Josh Heupel. He's young, he's energetic, and the kids relate to him. The kids love him. Let's go. Welcome Nate Turner to the show. What's going on, Nate?
Man, we're having a cookout over here, and my whole house just erupted whenever I looked on Twitter and saw the news.
You just now saw it? Nate, have you been asleep? We've been celebrating for like 7 hours.
And I was saying, Nate was the one that gave us the info about, the guy that came to your shop when you worked on his bike.
Exactly. No, I got up early this morning and been smoking meat all day long on the smoker. And we had guests and stuff over. Pretty much been off my phone. And I'm going to tell you, man, I ain't going to lie. I shed a tear.
I told at the top of the show, I was watching the Nico commitment video. I get emotional, man, because I feel like it's that important. I really do.
I feel like for me, I'm sorry to cut you off, Boogie. I'm like you guys. When I seen that, I watched this video and everything, and that's why I almost shed a tear too. I was like, guys, it is time. I'm tired of being the laughingstock of the SEC. Tennessee has been the laughingstock of the SEC for too long. It is time for us to get back to how we were decades ago.
Amen. Yep. I saw his mom on there, and she started tearing up, and I noticed everything that he was wearing, and even the pillow was orange. Oh, man, let's go. I am pumped, man. Let's go.
I started making a video this morning because his little brother, the video on Twitter of his little brother out throwing, routes on air, and it's like, he's got a Tennessee hat on. And the video that everybody was yelling at me about, the one where Nico said he was going to wait till April, little brother right there beside him, Tennessee hat on. Little brother's coming to Tennessee too. You guys realize that, right? Class of 25, Yeah, he's coming to Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
The whole family
Oh,
is about to move to Knoxville. As soon as Nico graduates from high school, they're moving to Knoxville. That's part of the deal. You give a guy $8 million, he moves his whole family. They'll have a big old gigantic house. I don't know, maybe the downstairs will be for the offensive line. Maybe it'll be the Talkin VAWLS studio. I don't know. Maybe he's going to buy me more arcade one-ups because I'm going broke buying arcade machines. We'll find out.
Yeah, the fan base came in clutch in this recruitment too. I mean, that video from the basketball game where the whole stadium's chanting, "We want Nico." I mean, that's huge.
That is huge.
And the fan base has gotten a bad rap because of the mustard this year and the throw-in of the mustard. But I think it was passionate. And when like I said, when you got the O.J. Simpson of Tennessee football out there running his mouth, you're gonna tick somebody off. And bad things gonna happen.
Lane Kiffin knew what he was doing when he came into that stadium. He knew what was going to happen, and it was just the picture-perfect storm. And I'm not trying to sit here and pretend like it's okay to do that, but if you don't understand why it happened, then you're crazy. We all know why it happened. We all know why.
It's cause and effect.
Yeah.
It was cause and effect.
And that doesn't make it right, but at the same time, the national media wants to crucify the Tennessee fan base. But it's like that was a very, very, very small group of people that did that. But you want to just go ahead and destroy the entire fan base. Meanwhile, we respond to that with a fundraiser to raise money for the Children's Hospital that raises over $100,000. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about the positives we do. Nobody, I said this on the basketball watch parties, the Kai Ziegler and the apartment burning down. They don't want to talk about Vol Nation responding. They want to all of a sudden twist it to the SEC responded. Screw you, man. Vol Nation responded. Vol Nation shows up. They show out. They do it all the time for good causes, but nobody wants to shine a light on that. They want to shine a light on the negative because negative is what sells. Full transparency. Aaron Beasley's stepmom sent me a message on Instagram and said, "Thank you for clearing my son's name," because when all the allegations came out about him and the animal abuse and all that, all the national media ran with it. All of Knoxville media ran with it. But when his name was cleared, you know who the only person talking about it was? Me. I'm the only person that put out a video that talked about Aaron Beasley is cleared. Let's get him back. We need him. And what did he do for us last year? That kid stepped up, and maybe he's not SEC talent, but he started for us. And nobody cleared his name because everybody wants to talk about the freaking negative. And meanwhile, this kid is a son. He's a sibling. You know what I mean? It's real life. And you want to crucify these kids just the same as you want to crucify our fan base, but you don't want to talk about the positive. I'm off my soapbox. Somebody else talk.
I say, hey, amen, brother, amen. Hey, that's a round of applause. Listen, because it's like me. It's like from the movie, Dark Knight. You know what I'm saying? You either die as the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yes.
And honestly, I'm fine with being as the villain. If people want to, like you said, crucify our fan base and not look at the positive of what Tennessee is doing. Even going to basketball, okay, look what we did for Ziegler's family. When his apartment and his mom in that fire. We raised a lot of money to help him out, him and his mother out. So, but they don't want to talk about that. They just keep saying oh well, y'all made fun of Kentucky losing to St. Peter's, but look, y'all got destroyed by Michigan. But it's like, y'all don't see the positive of what we're doing as a fan base. So that's what really makes me upset with people that want to hate on Tennessee.
Fact of the matter is this. You come to this university, and it's not just the university. It's this part of the country. You come to Tennessee and give your all for Tennessee. Tennessee will give it right back to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've proved that as a fan base time and time again. I know we're crazy. I know we're passionate.
That's the word.
You tell me that what happened at that Ole Miss game. If you tell me that recruits didn't look at that and say, "Man, them people love their football team."
Yep.
I don't believe it anyway. They're not just all of a sudden going to, jump on their high horse and say, "Oh, I can't go to that university. That look at what they did." No, these kids, these recruits, they're looking at that and going, "Man, I want to go play for that bunch. They got my back."
Yep. And I think that was an exact quote that came out from that. I don't remember which recruit it was, But I think that was the quote, was these fans will have my back through thick and thin. And look, man, look at the five of us, right? Never met each other at all, but through the power of the internet and the power of the T, here we are talking, hanging out, talking Tennessee athletics. Like, Tennessee connects you to people. And I think I just said this recently on a stream. Like, you're somewhere, you don't know anybody, and somebody comes in with that power T, all of a sudden that's your buddy. It's a wedding, it's a family reunion, it doesn't matter. You instantly connect with that person.
I remember I was at a random bar in California when I played a good bit, and we're just hanging out. And I saw a guy walk up. He had a Gus Duggerton shirt on, the guy that was doing the and I was like, man, are you a Tennessee fan? He's like, yeah, dude about hugged me about as hard as he could. Yeah. And every time I see somebody out here with a power T on, like in California, I'm just like, go Vols. I embarrass myself. I don't care.
Yeah. Like, my wife would always try to get us to go out with other couples, and that was always the selling point. Well, he's a Tennessee fan. I'm like, we're good. We can go. Not a Tennessee fan. No, I really don't want to go hang out with these people.
No,
go ahead, Tim.
I have a coyote tan shirt that I had a power T put on. I wear it under my uniform a lot, and I've been places, man. Be at a school or something like that, and take my uniform top off and see that power T, and somebody in that class never met this person in their life, and they'll say, "Oh my God, you're a Tennessee fan," and I've made friends all over this world that are that's the way it is. And that's what I love about this. I've never had this with any other. The NFL is not like this.
Nope.
The passion don't run that deep. It's just it is what it is. And it's with me going with the job I do, it's an identity for me.
But how many people have you connected with in the military because of how many pictures do you see in the military, right, that get out on social media, and it's like a bunch of dudes in their fatigues with a power T flat. It's family, man.
Not just Tennessee. Not just Tennessee.
Yeah.
Man, I've seen guys with because people don't realize how when you get out in the big world how much college football is it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
And I'll see guys, they'll have a Bama A tattooed on their arm. I'm like, hey, Bama fan, and I still hate him on game day, but it's I still tell him on the third Saturday, on the third Saturday of October, I don't want to see you. Yeah. But it college and the Southeastern Conference, it draws people together. I've seen fans from every, and we've got in arguments and everything else, but still, the passion in this sport, and I say this sport as college football, and I call it its own sport because it's different.
I agree.
I got to tell this. I have a close personal friend of mine, lives in Maryland, and diehard Redskin fan.
Bless his soul.
Season ticket holder, all this stuff. And he would always kind of joke with me and, kind of poke fun at me. He's like, I just don't get it. I don't get the whole college football thing. He said, I don't get it. Why, what's the big deal? Until his daughter and got a full ride lacrosse scholarship at the University of Florida. And when him and his wife went down to the swamp for their first game, he calls my cell phone and says, "You people are crazy." He said, I've never been, he said, this is unreal. He said, I've never, and he's a diehard college football fan now,
That's beautiful.
That just tells you, man.
Yeah. I had a few buddies. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it goes back to the intro that Boogie plays all the time with Coach Hype talking about what happened Saturday. I've been a part of big games in NFL, college. This guy, he's got a pretty good rep sheet, and he comes to Tennessee, and the fan base here just blows this man away, who's done it all in college, goes to the pros, has been successful in college, but once he's coaching in Neyland, everything just blows up. And I'll give a good example. I took my parents and my nephew to the South Alabama game. All right, South Alabama, pretty much a guaranteed win. They could not believe how loud that stadium gets on third down. Mm-hmm. Even from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, it never got silent. And that's what I think the recruits love about when they come here. Is that they know we'll go to war for them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Going by the what? Sorry.
Hold on. $20 super chat from Evan Counts. Doesn't say anything. He just says, here's a $20 bill. Go buy yourself another arcade unit, Boogie. Thank you, Evan, for the support. Appreciate that super chat, my friend. Thanks for being in the chat. Go ahead, Elijah.
I was just going back to what Tim was saying. You know, I had a couple guys in my unit that were big Arkansas fans. So about every time I'd see him, I'm like, he stumbled and fumbled.
No.
Yeah. And then we lost him in 2020.
Hold on, Elijah. You mentioned that. I got to tell this one too because this is just hilarious. But I was working my motor pool up in Maryland. And it was the year of the the Dob nail boot, and there was a guy on my floor. He was just diehard Georgia fan and was riding me all week. You know, and I come into work on Monday after that game. And as soon as he sees me walk into the work bay, he turns to walk out the door. He didn't want to take his medicine. So I take my phone and walk in my office, and I get the intercom and turn it on. And turn Rocky Top on my phone and hold the phone up to the intercom and just stand there at the front door staring at him. I'm like, you going to take your medicine, boy.
Oh, my gosh. I think I've probably told this story on air, but it probably goes way back to before live streams. I don't know. All my stories run together, but SEC championship game, Eric Ainge is the quarterback against LSU. Me and old Snake, he's an OG. Me, Snake, and JP started this show, and we go to the LSU game. Ainge throws the pick late in the game. Tennessee loses, and me and Snake, we had a tradition, man. We had season tickets multiple years, and we would just sit there and drown our sorrows, like just depressed after a loss. We wouldn't leave, and we were sitting in the Georgia Dome, and you know we're both just not speaking to each other, just so pissed. And he looks at me and he's like, we got to get out of here, man. If we don't leave now, all these LSU fans are going to be on the MARTA trying to get back to their hotels. I was like, let's go. So we get out of there. We run. We get on the MARTA. It's Tennessee fans wall to wall. Everybody like just stacked in like sardines. Nobody's talking. Everybody's pissed. And my wife calls me, and I'll give you one guess what my ringtone was. Rocky Top.
Rocky Top.
And everybody looks at me and it's like, you son of a... Turn that phone off, and it's like, oh, that is horrible time. I mean, I'm talking shoulder to shoulder. If you've ever been on the MARTA and it's packed full, you can't move. And Rocky Top starts blaring after a loss to LSU. Oh.
But don't it feel good right now to be a Tennessee fan after all the crap we've been through?
It does, man.
Yes, it does. Yeah. It does.
We're all hyped right now because all of us longtime fans, man, we've had some dark years going on, and now it's just like everything seems to be falling in place with every sport.
I just want to see this class of 23 continue to build momentum. I think we need a top 5 class. I think we need a top 5 class this year. We need 8 to 10 wins and continue that momentum into the class of 24. We need another big year on offense. Let me hit this super chat, and then I want to come back and talk about defense a little bit. Evan counts with another $5. 20 wasn't enough. Evan says, here's a 5. Doing my best to put this money from the state of Georgia and put it in the state of Tennessee. I hate this place. I feel sorry for you, Evan. I think it's the worst state in the country. But thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Glad you're in the chat today. Let's talk a little bit about defense, and we'll wrap this thing up here shortly. But going back to linebackers and talking about Jeremy Banks, what do you guys think about Jawan Mitchell? Can he, a lot of question marks about him not buying in, but, at the same time, he was hurt. He was out most of the year. Can he buy in? And can he be a contributor? I think, I got excited when he came to Tennessee in the summer last year, and he had a specific interview where he talked about him and Jeremy Banks running the middle. And it's like, Jeremy Banks did. Where were you? And I think if he can step up and do what he did that last year at Texas, our linebackers can be pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
You always have a little bit of a production drop off coming back from an injury. I don't care who you are. You get, it just it's going to be but at some point you got to grab the reins and jump back on there, and hopefully he does.
I don't know, man. I mean, how can he not play next to Banks and feed off that energy?
Yeah.
Banks is
we got 2 Jeremy Banks back there. We'll be all right.
Yeah, Jeremy Banks makes me want to hit somebody. It's like I'm 40 years old and I think I could get something going. Put me in, coach.
The question
I don't know. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I think it's just, and I'm looking at it from his injury standpoint. I know I learned over a long career that, I don't have near as many busted knuckles as I used to because I'm a lot more careful. But you can't do that playing football. You can't do that playing a competitive sport. You've got to, at some point, grab the reins and get that aggressiveness back. If you're gonna put out the product on the field. And it's every athlete has to figure that out themselves.
I agree with you, Tim.
I don't fault the kid for, being a little cautious coming back in, because you got to look, guys, these guys are, I know they're playing for the moment right now, but they're also looking at the future. And, one bad injury knocks you out and puts you on the back burner when it comes to the league.
It's like
that's what these kids are playing to get to. I'm not naive to that fact. These kids are playing to get to the league. A lot of them.
Like, Boogie keeps saying it in all the videos. It's like, can Banks step up and be that leader? If you look at it, like towards the end of the year, even the bowl game, he was stepping up and being a leader. He was still giving Butler and all them, the respect they needed. But I really think Banks steps up big this year. And I believe that Jennings and Young and all of those guys are going to really feed off of that.
I agree. Yeah, and like I said, and then recruiting as far as like our defense, if we just get in just more linebackers to help Banks, don't tell me he's going to step up and be a leader and lead these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I want to see the transfer portal. Do they add somebody in the secondary? Do they add somebody at linebacker after we get through spring practice? That's going to be a big factor, too, to see how that plays out. Because this coaching staff, they did a really good job last year in the portal. And I think with NIL, we've already seen the success of it with Nico and the walk-ons and just across the board. Even Justin Williams, he commits, he signs the dotted line, and like within 24 hours, you see tweets coming out that Justin Williams has signed an NIL deal. I think Tennessee is ahead of the game, and that's why Alabama fans are pissed. It's why Georgia fans are pissed, because Tennessee – it's the reality of the situation.
Good.
You can either adapt – you can complain, but that's not going to solve. It's like I had a great manager in corporate America world that every time I would go to him and complain, he would say, "What's the solution?"
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to complain, either give me the solution or shut up and get out of my office. So every time I went to him after that, it's like, all right, here's the solution. And that's the same thing. It's NIL. It's here to stay. You can either learn, adapt, and figure it out, or get left in the dust. And that's what's going to happen, Alabama. You're going to get left in the dust. I don't care that Nick Saban's your coach. You're going to get left behind. Figure it out or get left behind. I'm sorry. It's the reality of the situation. We got to wrap this thing up. We're almost an hour and a half in. I appreciate all you guys jumping on with me. You are my wingmen. We will do it when you put up the bat signal. I will answer the call, and we will go live, and we will have a good time. Tomorrow night, NCAA 2013 stream. Yep. Tune in for that. Scheduled for 6:30. I got to pick my daughter up from cheer at 6. I should be home at 6:30, maybe a little late. If I'm going to be late, I'll be in the chat telling you guys I'm going to be late. But the plan is 6:30. Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Don't be late. Huge announcement about the future of Talkin VAWLS. Changes to the channel. It happens every year. It's the reality of the situation. We'll make the announcement. I think some of you guys, you're going to be disappointed. Some of you guys are going to be excited. It is what it is. Look forward to that. 7 o'clock Wednesday night. But that's going to do it for Xavier, for Elijah, for Nate, for Tim. I'm Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
See you.
songs. How like being poets at an arcade, soaking moonlit falls, unbroken past this inundated orb that we call home. And it's night and I'm alone and